Alright, hello again. Rather than editing the historic artisan footage that I had during a tournament that took place over a really busy week, so all that got piled up at once, and now I still need to address it, instead, I'm going to record more footage of a different thing. This time, it's the historic Pauper midweek magic. It's another fun format for me. And as you can see, I have I have one deck that I usually play for the event, Mardu Omen. Um, this time around, I like to update it with stuff from new sets, but the new sets in between January and June, not really much. But anyway, let's take a look at it and talk about it a little, about what it looks like. So here we've got our overall. You can see the really low curve here. Despite all that, it is very mana hungry. I'm not even counting right now. 23 lands, that's fair, but we have ways of manipulating that a little bit. So anyway, let's break it down. The initial part, we have Aviary Mechanic and Kor Skyfisher. Those are 2 mana creatures that have, when they enter the battlefield, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand, or in the case of Skyfisher, you have to return a permanent to its owner's hand. That's the price of flying, apparently. So what do we pair this with? For the heart of the deck, we pair it with Omen of the Dead, which is an enchantment that says, whenever it enters the battlefield, get a creature back from your graveyard into your hand. So it means we're able to, at the additional cost of one mana more, replay these 2 and have them bounce the Omen so we can repeat the cycle. So the more of these in the graveyard, the more we can bring back. Which means we can have up to 8 expendable creatures each combat. Just pretty good at overwhelming an opponent. So, that's cool and all. What are some other things we can bounce with these guys to gain some value over time as we're building up our mana to hit to this critical mass point? Well, we have Thraben Inspector, who's a great way to open up the game. Gives us some clues to work on later on. We have Spirited Companion, which let us draw a card. And we have Pilgrim of the Sun, which gets us a Plains. I found in my playtesting, at least in the past, that getting a land is very valuable, pulling it out of the deck. This used to be when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and gain a life. One of those creatures, there's a few of them out there. But I've just found, anytime I'm playing this, early game, I want to draw land. And then later game, I can take advantage of returning it to my hand and replaying it, so that way, it's just a body on the field with my excess mana. Is what it is. Then we got some non-creatures that we can bounce. We have Omen of the Sun, which makes some dudes. We have Omen of the Forge, 4 of these, which deals 2 damage to anything. And we have Prophetic Prisms. As you can see, I'm running 4 of different arts because I'm a dick. They help with the color fixing, especially if we're getting specific with these guys. Let me be a little bit lazier with my mana. And I can just have something on the field that's harder to interact with for the opponent that I can bounce and still get some value off of. So a little bit later, or sorry, not quite there yet. As far as removal goes, we've got Davriel's Withering, which is an early game, can cripple an early creature. It can also cripple things that the opponent might like to recur, so that way they have no value in graveyard if they're 0/0. Sure, bring it back from the dead, it'll just die again. And then also Overwhelming Remorse, because we're a deck that does encourage our creatures to go to the graveyard, so the Remorse gets cheaper and just exiles something that's a problem. And then later we can retrieve the creatures from the graveyard and repeat the cycle all over again. And for the late game, we have the combination of Urborg Repossession, which gets back a creature and a permanent if we kick it, with Ardent Elementalist, which when it enters, we get an instant or sorcery back from our graveyard. Well, would you look at that? That's a sorcery. It'll come back, and it can get back the Elementalist. And that's assuming that, we're not bringing back one of these guys to bounce the Elementalist and do something else like that. And this way, the Elementalist lets us get back either of the Remorses, and the Repossession can also get back our non-creature permanents. So in theory, with the right draws and the right sequencing, we have the ability to get anything back from our graveyard over the course of a game. But if we can't, well, we only have 2 cards in here that really depend on it, so any anti-graveyard stuff is... Well, actually, anti-graveyard's gonna hurt a lot, just because we have our essential core combo. Let's not hit anti-graveyard, okay? Glad I cut myself off there before I made some, like, really decisive statement. I almost did, though, so I apologize for that. Moving on, we have our lands. We have the one Bojuka Bog to exile opponent's graveyards. Notably, it can be bounced by our guys here. So, if we need to use it again, or use it during a time that we actually need to use it for its ability instead of just, you know, getting it down early for land, we can do that. We have 4 Scoured Barrens, which gain us life when they come into play, and fix our primary colors. Those are good. There have been games where I bounced them back for that life gain against, like, Burn. We don't have much life gain in here, so, you know, take what we can get. Omen of the Sun. Can't really bounce that too much, and can't reliably draw it, so whatever. And we have Crystal Grotto. It's kind of a flex card, flex land. I'm not sure if this is the right option. But it gets us a little bit of value when it comes into play, and it's just a little bit more of that color fixing, albeit the worse of the two, that we're running in here. You know, for helping to get those red spells going, or late game, the repossession kicker. So that's that. I do have a sideboard of just maybes, or things that used to be in the deck, but I haven't updated it since January, so I'm not really going to look at them right now. If you're building a version of this deck, feel free to look at it and get some bad ideas. Who knows? Maybe you'll see something in there that you like. I know the Ardent Elementalist, Urborg Repossession, those are kind of my 2 flex spots in the deck from that I like to experiment with stuff in. And I guess since I'm talking about it a little bit, where is it? I used to have an artifact in this deck that I don't have here, huh? Okay. Well, let's look it up, because now I want to see it. Perpetually, I'm looking for... No, it is in there, isn't it? I just can't read. Oh no, I just didn't read far enough into it. Wow. I will admit it is a little late in the evening for me, so if I slur my words, well, I mean, I'll do that anyway, but if I'm a little slow, that's why. So yeah, I don't care about the first part of it, that's just like extra bonus. The +0/+2 does make something a little hardier, but it is just all about that whenever the creature attacks, it perpetually gets +1/+0 if it has the same name as another creature card you control or whatever in your graveyard. So the idea behind that is just, that was one of my flex cards for, that's if I need to go tall and my opponent has a really good defense that my 2/2s aren't going to overwhelm. Well, then let's take some time and make something really big that can just whack the opponent. And it being perpetual means that if my, say, Aviary Mechanic dies after, you know, triggering a bunch of times, or suicidally attacks into something, well, when I get it back, it's still going to have that beneficial power increase. That was kind of cool. But anyway, I'm not running that right now. I'm not running the rest right now. Oh, hey, there's that guy I cut for Pilgrim. Anyway, let's just play some games and see where we go. But generally speaking, it tends to be an early game of me willingly throwing away my guys, just building up mana, and then eventually getting them all back and turning the game around. Alright. Looks like we are on the draw, but we have our lands. We have an early play. Not as early as we want. We have some play here. We'll keep it. Well, we got that turn 1. Looks like we could use a little bit of removal, but at least this way, we're either wasting a burn spell or keeping them from swinging with that Scorch Bitter. Alright, now we really want that removal, which we do not have. So we are in a bit of a pickle. Wow, that is like the most polite phrase I've ever heard. Anyway. I almost want to bounce this... I almost want to bounce the clue instead of the inspector. I don't think we're actually going to get to a... Do I want to start attacking with some Skyfisher, or do I want to play the companion to potentially draw in more kill spells? I want more kill spells. And by more, I mean I want a kill spell. No attacks yet. They have some good blocks right now. Yeah, if you're ever in a moment where you're considering bouncing the clue token, probably not recommended. So now if they want to swing in the spitter, I will gladly trade. Yep. You got your 1 point of damage off of them. I hope it was worth it. And you got more. Okay. Ooh. We're gonna have an Omen moment? I think we're gonna have an Omen moment. Withering does not kill the alchemist. I don't think our opponent's gonna like what we're gonna do. Mechanic is nice. We won't get to do much with it yet. As much as I'm... as loath as I am to put it on the bottom, I do want to find a solution for that alchemist. I may regret it. Yep. Ow. So if they have instant speed burn spells, this could be bad for us. Yep. Resolve all. Flash these guys in. Gains us some life and blocks them. And if everything goes according to plan, then we have perfectly countered their spell, or their Scorch Spitters. If not... Okay, so this is just for burning us? Okay. So we have just created a couple of their spells that way. So we would have been able to... Anyway. No, we wouldn't have. Not in a productive way. So we can control that knight pretty much at will. Let's gain a life. To annoy our opponent by bouncing the Omen. And passing the turn. So 1 card in hand. They have a board, but we have 16 life, 15 life. I'm not saying we're out of the woods here against this deck, just because they can get lucky, they can have a bunch of draw stuff, I don't know. It's been a while since I played it. I'll offer the trade, and then I'll just kill it. Would you like to replace it with another knight? No? Okay. I was actually gonna trade it. Yeah? Alright. Well, first things first. Get in there, Skyfisher. Alright, so we've got that going, so we probably want to play you and you. Leave the Omen up just to say ominous. I mean, opponent can see it's there, but you know. You know. Yep. I mean, our life total is going down steadily. It's just taking them a bit. Alright. They're not even going to play that game. That's fine. Do I just want to draw a card? No. I want to use my mana fully. Could have sequenced otherwise, so let's do it this way. Yep. You knew it was here, opponent. We're getting a lot of our prisms. Well, I want that card draw, so let's play it. They do like their end the festivities. If they want to trade, they can trade. Yeah. Ow. You gonna burn my guys, huh? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, sure. wish we still had that pump, though, at some point, maybe. Alright, so we play the Mechanic. Mechanic returns the Omen, because we like our life gain. We play the Thraben Inspector, which gives us some future value. And a natural trade with Pyromancer. And we're just going to gain 1 life to negate that Alchemist's first use. And opponent has decided that we are just losing life too slowly. I will not only take it, I will also take a screenshot, just because I like to screenshot my victories when it comes to midweek magics. I don't know, it's a old habit from gosh, back when we had to send in codes. I would sometimes I'd have the screenshots included, because I would submit my screenshots to a community, you know, sometimes talking about my matches or whatever, and then, you know, get the code sent in, because I still do the thing where I take the screenshot of the big picture and then, you know, have my username on there and all that jazz. If you were there during that time, during the COVID times when we were doing that, you know what I'm talking about. And if you don't, just be glad you didn't have to put up with that BS. And, you know, the system was already built in here. So what do we win for our second one? The first one was Braids. The second one is Heliod. Ooh. Talk about a crazy pairing there. Alright, not bad. Not bad. Let's get some more wins in. Alright. Shiguru. They're on the play again. I'll get to go first eventually, right? Right? Anyway. We got 2 lands. We have a slow card draw. We do have a little recursion, and we got some early interaction, so this is worth keeping. I'm considering... So, if I'd mulliganed this, I'd be down to 6 cards. You know, I consider the Urborg Repossession the card that's my mulligan already. So, I'm already keeping a 6 effectively here. Okay, we're fighting Constellation until end of turn. Okay. Take an end of turn effect. Play the Inspector. I wonder if they have flash enchantments, because I can make us trade the Inspector early. Do I care about that? I mean, I could perfectly counter the Wayfarer with the Withering. Not anymore! Okay. Should have killed it while I had the chance. Now we need the other form of removal, the Exile one. Okay. They are making that big fast. Do I Withering it just to slow it down? That's a good question. Set the Companion. I just need card draw right now. Gets us a land for later. No attacks. That's an interesting deck where you can draw the right things and have a good time. And now they got flying, so our blocking is irrelevant. Lovely! I'm in danger! Alright. They don't want to throw away their soldier, that's fine. We take 4. We are on a limited lifespan at this point. Alright, I'm assuming they have protection up for their creature. Let's go ahead and send in the clowns. Mostly because I'm going to play the Mechanic again. Yeah, they definitely have protection up. I don't like that at all. So I might as well, if I'm gonna negate it, I might as well, or weaken it with the Withering, I might as well do it on their turn. They're just going a little bit too fast for us here, unfortunately. Again, I'll get to go on the draw. I could kill that Wayfinder now. Alright. One way of slowing it down is by taking that guy off the field, so that their constellations are slowing down at least. Oh, you want to trade your guy? That's fine. I want a fuller graveyard in case I draw that one spell. That's fine. My draws are not working well with me right now. At least my auto tapper's playing well. Ah. Yeah. Alright. There we are. We just gotta survive long enough for it. I got through one in the yard. Let's go ahead and attack with the Inspector to encourage them to attempt to trade with their companion. And hope we don't die this turn. They've shown they're willing to go shields down. Let's hope they'll continue that. Envoy, that's annoying because it's another flyer when we're already in a vulnerable state. They're not taking the companion bait. Okay. Well, if they can if they can protect their guy, then we're dead anyway. So I think at this point, we'll just do the check. And if they got it, they got it. We missed our chance when they tapped out. Alright. That's not what I was expecting. So they saved their guy, but we're not quite dead yet. Okay. I'm not going to attack into that. And unfortunately we had to tap in a way that made it so that we're wasting a mana. Alright, so now can they get their envoy up to... Okay, Citizen's Arrest. That's going to pump the envoy once, and... Okay. Sure. Yep, we need to deal with that envoy this turn. Alright, so this helps in the sense that... It means we can draw a little bit more. Okay. We could catch our opponent off guard by gaining some life. I will take it, though it's not ideal. Yeah, it gives us another draw and 2 mana to work with, assuming our opponent doesn't have 3 1-drop enchantments that they can play this turn. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Yep. Yep. Yes. Now, in theory, I shouldn't be blocking this way because in theory they can leave my Spirited Companion alive, which I can bounce later. But that's just a lot of hoo-ah. Let's get back to Mechanic. We do have draw spells if we need it. Skyfisher can block. I will take it. Right now I want my land drop. F you. A little better. So we're not out of the woods, but we're not entirely dead yet. So Skyfisher comes out. I want to get back Omen, I think. Yeah. Which I can't play this turn, but at least I can gain some life. And then I play the Mechanic, so I can start going on the swings. We bounce the Omen. We attack with our remaining soldiers. There's a chance. And as long as they don't exile the Skyfisher... and pump the envoy in the same turn. Okay. Sure. I think that would have been better. I mean, that does hurt one card in the deck. Can only be blocked. Okay, that's cute. Okay, so that's a 1/4, so we do have to worry about it from that aspect. And we don't want to overextend into our opponents right now. But to that end, do we want to suicide the Pilgrim? Effectively. Yes. We're losing 2 creatures this way. Up to 2 creatures. But we do have a little bit of fear knocked into them. So I will take that. We want to keep 3 open for the Omen. Draw a card off you. Gain a life off you. Draw you. It gives us some instant speed options at the end of our opponent's turn. Valley gives a +1/+1, so we are not out of the woods for sure. By any means. My turn. I want to gain the life now, I think. Is there anything worth getting back that I can bounce right now? No, there isn't. So I want to save this Omen if I can. This is a more efficient use of mana. We gotta get it out anyway. So let's go ahead and play it. So I don't think we'll be attacking in this state, so my turn. Bog isn't doing us much good right now. If we have to play it as a land, we will. The Grotto, it's a scry closer to what we actually want. Another Skyfisher isn't bad. Not the best, but it's not bad. I will put it on top. It does make me feel better about using the Omen aggressively. So right now, I think we just... Do we pass the turn, or do we swing into that suicide some guys? I think we're just passing the turn this turn. Okay, a second player. That is annoying. Okay. A third flyer. This is less than ideal. My turn, though. Okay. I don't want to scry right now just because I want that Kor Skyfisher. We may be scrying in the future, but today... By today, I mean this turn. That's not the one I wanted to play yet. Let's get back the Omen. Since we were going to do that anyway. Draw a card. Not the card we wanted to see. I'm going to scry... Here, I'm at least reducing the chances of finding something else, right? Take action. Grab planes. We've seen a lot of planes this game, huh? And pass the turn. You're at 5 life right now. Yeah. And make Princess bigger. Yep, gets to tap down one of my flyers. They need to get 1 more point of damage if they're going to beat me this turn. Unfortunately, I'm not in a place where I can double block or anything like that, but I can take out the Flutterfox. That's a start. So if I sack the Omen, there's no way I'm getting it back ever in... Or there's no way I'm getting it back anytime reasonably soon. But I am going to do it anyway, because I need to find a solution. And there's no solutions to be found here. Well, is there one on top of the deck? Omen of the Forge. We're a little late for that, sadly. But Oh, I could repossess the Omens and gain a little bit more life. I can't draw a card this turn, though. That's the trouble. New battlefield. Yeah. But we're not out of the woods yet. I think... Or we're not dead yet, so I think... That's actually okay for now. So, let's go to combat. And let's just send in these two. We're not dead yet, in theory, because we have blockers. If they draw a solution to it, though, then we're in trouble. So I think we're just going to end the turn here. We could repossession, get back the Omen. We could have done that this turn, but we didn't. Okay, past the blocks. Yeah. Good for the life gain, I guess. Oh, that's why. Okay. Cute. Another princess, lovely. My turn. So that'll be useful later. I think... Oh, because I have to target a creature with that. That's why that's not working for me. So let's go next. Play it like that. I want to make sure I have sufficient blockers for the ground. Or we're in a position where that's fine, I think. Yeah. We don't want to overextend our tapping or our mana either. Yep. Opponent does not want to put anything into our graveyard. I can applaud that. Let's make yours go away since we're not doing much with our lands anyway right now. Now, one thing I don't have main board in this deck, in this version of the deck, is a way to get rid of these enchantments. What's up, opponent? You gonna swing? Put myself in a very precarious spot. Okay, my turn. Another Inspector. Inspector's gonna... indicates that I don't have red. Or applies, whatever. Elementalist. I have a Davriel's Withering in my yard, but that's not doing enough, so we're gonna go to combat. They didn't show me much, so I'm gonna play, or I'm gonna send these guys in. And watch them take more damage. Yep. They're putting themselves into a fun place, though, where I'm getting close to just outright killing them. I play my swamp. I could play my elementalist to kill off the cleric, which is not enough. Do I want to slow them down? Do I want to put some fear in them? I kind of don't want to. But it's also, we're getting close enough to just outright killing them. Well, they have lifelink on that beloved princess. That's an issue as well. Okay. So, we're not that close yet. Another Flutterfox. Alright. That'll be a good reason to get back Withering. My turn. Let's gain a life. Let's go to combat. Just these two this time. Get back the Elementalist. Make the fox go away. I hope they're feeling some pressure at being at 7 life. Great, another Wayfarer that we have to deal with. You don't want me to double block? Okay, well I can't let that Wayfarer live, so I gotta deal with it now. So I'm gonna play the Omen. Take it out. Let's just go ahead and scry with this. Once we get a creature in the yard, we can get back more. Oh, yes. I like them all. We'll keep them all here. My turn. Next, let's go Elementalist and the Mechanic and the Pilgrim. Really want to kill that Cleric just so there, but no. Alright. Get a little life back. We get to go Victory Possession, get back to Pilgrim, get back the Omen of the Forge. Now I'm feeling a little bit better about our position. We made our land drop. And the turn. Felt pretty good about that one. Yeah, I had one. You deserve to have one too. Okay. I think we want to take an aerial offensive if we can. They get a creature with flying. We still have to deal with. Do we have something in here we can get back? No. My turn. I could have scryed. I should have scryed. I'm gonna leave this one in hand to keep my opponent off guard a little bit. Next. Send one in. They still have abilities to give their guys flying. I should have swung with the guys on the ground as well, but that's okay. I'm allowed to make mistakes. As long as I recognize them as such. It's been a long game. Yep, they get to scry. So they get to find something fun, in theory. And they're just out of willpower. Okay. So we were going to pop our Omen and see what we could have seen as well. Hopefully there'd be something useful on top. What was left in the deck? View battlefield. I hate that my auto tracker lowers that afterwards. But anyway, we still had another Inspector in the deck. Meh. We had more Aviary Mechanics. Another Pilgrim. 2 more Skyfishers. Another Withering. 2 Remorse. Another Omen. Some other stuff that didn't matter as much. So looking for removal would have been good, but we had air superiority at that point, so being able to just push in that way and maybe a couple extra creatures to help maybe encourage getting some more Omen value would have been nice. But I'm happy with what we had. Let me go ahead and do a quick screenshot of this one. B1 on the draw versus mono white. Mono white pants. It felt like a very it was a very much a pants deck. I'll be honest, did not expect us to get out of that one, so good job, deck. Yeah, okay. Some words. A traumatic revelation. Fancy style. Ooh. Okay. Play a bit more. See if we can. Wow. That was a long game. But this is definitely a deck for the patient. Okay, we are on the play for once. Of course, we don't have any early plays, but maybe we'll draw something next turn. I am just happy to be on the play. Also, you know, I've got my rewards at this point, which is playing for fun. As far as any incentive goes. I'm not gonna play the Skyfisher this turn, just to return a land, even though they might have burn, which makes it, you know, a little more appealing. We want our land drops. Delver's Torch. That was another consideration I had for going tall. Or at least longer game. Sure, I'll show you the Pilgrim. Just get a creature on the board that can do something. Thin out our deck a little of lands. Secure our land drops. Whenever you gain life, it gets bigger. I wish I had the ability to burn it right now. But I do not. The best I can do is maybe catch them off guard with the Omen. So I think that's the plan. Is just hold back the Pilgrim. Hope that they don't gain more than 2 life this turn. That's a start. Hope that they don't have a big burn spell now. Yep. If they can take out one of our creatures, we're in trouble. Yep. That part's fine. They have a catch. So it's likely they can burn out our creatures. Gotta say, not good. We'll have to play the chump game. We can play the chump game for a little bit at least. Alright, well, you gotta show it to me. I want it out of the way now. I just don't want it in your hand. No. Okay. Technically, that was 2 for 1 in their favor. Well, kinda 1.5. Still pretty good for them. I'm gonna play another Pilgrim. Got some red stranded in our hand right now. Show you that land. I will show you what I'm about. The Kor Skyfisher. And since we're good on lands right now, I'll go for the Omen. Also, because I kind of want creatures on the field after what we just saw. Did they throw away their only creature? Was that one red just a power pump spell? I am left with questions and no answers. Oh well. I wish I saw more of that deck. Well, that was our on to play game. Was it worth the wait? I don't know. That was my first one tonight, so kind of feel a little gypped there. We'll just call that red white unicorn. Well, at least we get a freebie card from the reward tracker. Maybe that'll make up for the pain, or at least the lack of fulfillment we felt there. Or did I misread where I was in the tracker? Where the fuck am I at? Did I mention it's pretty late for me? Oh no, that was only my 4th one of the night? What? Yeah, no, that makes sense actually. I've only played Pauper so far, and I'm with it. Yeah. Okay. I mean, hey, I got gold for my win. For my not losing. Yay. Oh my gosh, we go first again. We don't get any black though, so I guess we'll finally mulligan. The hand looks a little similar, but this one we can keep. And since we can't play with the Omen early guaranteed, we can't play with the Skyfishers guaranteed. This is a horrible hand. Are we? Well, we already committed to keeping it. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess we can bounce lands if we need to early on. We're desperate. Okay. Yeah, no, after very little consideration, I really I have chosen poorly. Okay. Are they just gonna suit that up and go for the gold? I'm not... Am I willing to commit losing a land drop when I've got so many lands in hand to get the Skyfisher out? I think I am. I'm gonna do it. We don't have any 3-drops that we're playing towards right now, so we can wait a little bit. And if they kill it, then that's just another thing for Overwhelming Remorse. That's why we're slowing them down a little. Forcing us to show more of their deck before they can be offensive. Hey, we take those around here. And I will take this Prophetic Prism. It's a lot of land. Alright, well, they might have tricks. They definitely have tricks. But if it's just another Fairy Godmother, then they are trading with the Skyfisher and not profitably, you know, profiting that much off it. If it's something else, it's something else. Okay. Well, that's now out of our hand. Or out of their hand. And when we find an Omen, we can just get that right back. Okay, that makes the Fairy Godmother a little more concerning. And I remember putting Bone Splitters on Phylactery. No, I think that was just Darksteel Axe. Okay. So now we got the Omen back, always nice. Are we just gonna play our other Skyfisher? I think so. I don't want to show them the red until I want to surprise them with it. So yeah. Boink. Would you like to trade with my Skyfisher? I am all about reducing the amount of creatures you have in play. Or if you got a pump spell, you got a pump spell. Okay, let's just... And first strike. Okay, well, we can tank the hit a little bit. Yeah, I'll just trade with the other one. That's fine. Boop. Remorse goes down. We're not going to be casting it next turn, unfortunately. Okay. That's a bigger one. That'll be handy in a minute. Not quite there yet, are we? No, we're not. Okay. I'll play that guy. We'll play our surprise card. Or keep up our surprise, and we'll just pass it on. We'll be taking a little damage this turn, depending on how things go. Interesting. Okay. They're all about spreading out their threats. Okay. I mean, yeah. Surprise. We have red in here, too. Burn. It's the flyer, so I want it dead. I know they're going to re-equip to their other flyer. Probably. I mean, the life, it's adding up, and we're drawing a lot of lands here. I could really use that Omen that likes to show up. Likes to show up, maybe? So, here's an awkward spot, because I want to play the Elementalist, but I got nothing to get back with it right now. If I play the Remorse, I'm still taking damage. And I can't do everything I want to do right now, so I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. We're taking 4 this turn, unless they have more pump. We've shown them we have burn, so that's... They're less likely to invest on a creature. Looks like they're drawing a lot of lands too, and I don't think they need as many lands as we need. Yup. party. Always fun for them to keep drawing value. And another bone splitter. So we're in big trouble now because they're able to allocate their damage pretty nicely. We've only seen 3 creatures this game, and all of our later. Okay, I did a lot of talking, and now things might turn around. Take that Skyfisher. Skyfisher says hello. Get back Omen. Play the Omen. Omen gets back Skyfisher. Skyfisher says hello. I have no idea how that sounds on the levels I've got set up on this mic. So we're not out of the woods, but this does make me feel better. Used up all of our land to do that, but I think that has vastly improved our positioning. Because now we can continue our aggressive trades. Yes, please. Play Ardent Elementalist. Get back the Overwhelming Remorse. And then we'll show our opponent that we're not afraid to do a little damage. Now they do have that deal 5 damage spell. Does she get flying? It does get flying. It's good to keep in mind. Are you gonna blow your load when you have 20 life right now and can easily take 2 damage and be done with it? That's what I thought. End turn. And if they don't do anything noteworthy, we'll pop the Omen just to get a peek into our deck a little bit. Yep. Healer's Hawk? Okay. We are fighting a lot of white decks tonight. Use more creatures. Another Skyfisher is pretty good in my book. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Turn into its owner's hand. Now, because we're using up a lot of mana on just this instead of tricks, I don't think I want to attack this turn. It's good to see that. I don't mind the Elementalist going to the graveyard at some point. So I think now I actually don't mind doing the Pokey Pokey. Yeah. I don't mind doing a Pokey Pokey, I think. Just to keep a little more pressure on them. It's not much pressure, but it's a pressure. We still have the Omen, the pop-in Omen. We need it to burn something quickly and take some of the edge off if they decide to go all in. But I still have a decent amount of creatures to make trades. Bone Splinter number 3, or Splitter. Well, it's still only as good as the amount of creatures you have to attack with them. Does not help its health out at all. Lets you gain some health. I'm okay with you gaining health because I can play the long game. As long as you don't trample, I can... I'm... As long as you don't trample and I can block, I'm pretty okay with what you're doing. Okay. Okay. So the question is, did I want to bring anything back from the dead? No. Did I want to burn something now? No. I want to keep my element of surprise. So I'm going to draw a card. Show my opponent I'm not afraid of their third bone splitter. Go in Skyfisher. They know it's useless to trade because I'll just get it back. And then we'll just play our second Skyfisher. Prism goes back to hand. Much as I want to draw the card, I want to keep up the Omen, so I will end the turn here. I know, very intense gameplay right now. Looking at this static board. Not even still recording. Man, it'd be funny. Okay, yeah, we're nearly an hour. Wow. I don't know how much of it survived. Oh, you're not. Oh, that's a sorcery. Okay, okay. I've been playing as if it was an instant. Okay, so you got another flying on the field. Don't have anything to bring back. I don't really want to fry anything. So yeah, I'm okay with going to my turn. I'm gonna play my Spirited Companion. Play my Barrens to gain some life. Next combat. Still gonna poke you for 2. Until I get more creatures, I'm playing it conservatively. And at least as far as stops go, my opponent can justify my stops as just being Omen of the Dead, not having anything to get back right now. I'm so used to being at low life from that last game that I'm like, wow guys, we made it back up to 9. When we've been at 8 for the past handful of turns. Well, I lamented how the first game that I went first on went so quickly, so yeah, I think karma got, you know, I gotta deal with my own words here. Okay, who's getting +2/+0 on first strike? The Fairy Godmother. Okay. Don't think they're gonna like what happens when I do some trading still. Just the Godmother? Do you have an exile trick that I need to be aware of? Pass the blocks. 1, 2, 3. So unless you have an exile effect, my question for you is, who comes out ahead? Now I could pop the Omen to do some scrying, but I actually want to conserve this other one, my secret weapon. Skyfisher's back, baby! Next, we go to combat. One Skyfisher comes in. They have the ability to gain up to 7 life with that Healer's Hawk. We also have the ability to deny them that if we need to. It's a big investment for them to do that, so I figure why not put them in that spot. Okay. I don't mind investigating, you know, popping the clue on their turn. Just keep my mana open and threatening. Okay. I mean, if they're gonna... They may be trying to go wider than me, but... Okay, okay. But I'm pretty okay with what I've got right now. And it just gets better and better. I could play you now, just to take something off the board. Do we want to just get rid of that Healer's Hawk off the board and get them afraid? I think so. Yeah. I could swing for 6. I don't get back something, so I don't have my last bit of damage that I want, so... The Omen can also hit face. The Omen, that would have been... could have been lethal there. Okay. Well, here we can go... We can still go, Oh no, we have lethal. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just exile that. Next. All in the air. I forgot that I had 4 Skyfishers and not 6. Or sorry, 3. And we'll just omen them in the face. So, 10 out of nowhere. Not a bad stalemate game, as far as they go. We're gonna call that one 5-1 versus mono white axe. Okay. Waiting for server yet again. Balaji Vanguard. Okay. It exists. Yes. It was a card we got. Okay, well, that's been a set of 3 games. I was trying to do a low editing video, something I could just quickly throw up as a, you know, just something to hopefully get the ball rolling on my editing for when I've got some free time. That, and I'm starting to feel the tired, unfortunately. You know, that thing I talked about at the beginning of this whole thing. So anyway, there's the deck in its current form. It's definitely good against some of the more creature-heavy decks because, again, we can aggressively trade and stuff like that. We got a good amount of removal with the Omens, the Withering, and the Remorse. I have a lot of fun with it. I like to bounce these guys back and forth, you know, spin my wheels, basically. You know, lots of little triggers. And then I got the whole inevitability thing that I like with the Urborg Repossession and the Ardent Elementalist, you know, just late game doing their thing. Well, mid-game inevitability with just my guys coming back and coming back and coming back. And you'll see games where opponents will be like, where you do this a couple of turns of just bringing them all back after a big combat or something, and your opponent just gets frustrated and scoops right there. They lose the will to live, effectively. So yeah, the deck I like. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Again, there's always options to modify a deck when you're building stuff. These are some that I considered, and just am not using in this version at least. As you saw in those games, we didn't really have a means to deal with opposing artifacts and enchantments. I know at one point I used to run the, oh man, what's its name now? I want to find it. I want to find it. I'm gonna find it. Dog. I know it's a dog. Rambunctious Mutt. Yeah. When it enters the battlefield, pop something. It was just a one of. And then I also ran a Trusty Retriever. Man, dogs can carry this deck. Those used to be in my 2 flex slots. Just as a little bit of extra, this was a little bit of extra means of getting stuff back, getting the ball rolling, gets back the Omen if it's been destroyed, because while we are bouncing it back as soon as we can, usually, there are times where opponents have instant speed enchantment destruction. And then Rambunctious Mud is just, you know, something we can bounce that breaks their toys. Also, oh man, that art is just the best. Good job, Mr. White. Okay. Time for me to go. Take care, and thanks for watching.